My name is Phillip Anthony Garcia. Lancaster, California on J12 and 12th Street West, Antelope Valley, from the 661. When I was 3, my parents got divorced. My dad used to work for Coors, and they got divorced because my mom got hit head on by a drunk driver, and I came from the back seat of a Buick and hit the windshield. It was on the dash when I was 3. That's the beginning of my story. My parents got divorced like 5-6 months later because my dad broke my mom's jaw. Both sides of my family are alcoholics. Growing up in Lancaster, it was nice. Okay, before they built all those tract homes in Palmdale, and all the gangs moved in from Inland Empire in LA, it was beautiful. I know I went to Parkview Junior High. I can't even remember the name of my fucking elementary school. 5th grade, okay, in elementary school, I got suspended fucking 28 times for disrespecting the teacher, the principal, and people fucking with me, so I backlashed. Okay? And my favorite memory, the one that got it back, the bully in my elementary school, we used to play, you take a wiffle ball bat and you wrap some duct tape around it, get a tennis ball, you got a fucking a dodgeball court, right? And you got the building at the end. You hit it on the fucking roof, it's a home run. So wrap the bat, put some sand in it, and wiffle ball, right? I made a really fat one, and they wouldn't let me use it, so I took my homeboy, he was solid. And there's this bully named Dustin, okay? And I'm at the plate. All right, he throws one, I miss. It was a nice curveball. All right, give me the fastest thing you got. All right. This guy's a bully, Coke bottles, okay? Coke bottle glasses. Lens is that thick. Okay, I'm like, give me another one. He throws it. You hear that fucking, and all you're like, right afterwards, I hit that motherfucker dead in the center. His lenses slid all the way to the fucking plate. I couldn't even fucking run the bases, dude. I was laughing too hard. I put that tennis ball right in his fucking forehead, right in the center, dude. Popped his lenses out of his glasses. Well, home has been a long time ago. Home is Earth for me, wherever I am. I miss home. I know where it is. The house I grew up in doesn't exist anymore. I haven't been in contact with my family in 12 years, 7 months, 13 days.
How do you know the specific time?
A psychotic babble smart case.
Explain that.
Okay. I was up for 3 weeks, 2 days on methamphetamines. Okay, and this is when I started my first trip on the streets, Hollywood on Melrose, like I started, right?
What age?
19. Okay. All right. After 6 months on the streets, my older brother, Michael, he was already there, had a job and everything else. He started there too and all that shit. But he had friends and this and that, punk rocks, fucking drunk punks to the death people. Okay. You know what I mean? And so after 6 months, I had a whole block of rooftops that was mine. Okay, you know what Fairfax High is?
Yeah.
Okay, there's Melrose, right? Okay, here's Fairfax. Okay, walk down to the back of Fairfax High, the last corner right there. There's some concrete chess tables, right? Okay, there's a Bank of America right there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, walk across the street, go up them stairs to the second, hop that wall. That whole fucking block was mine. Here's what I did to me. This, okay? I was up for 3 weeks or so. I was on methamphetamines. I was smoking weed all day because I had a Rasta next to me. I always had pounds. dude, um, I had a friend named Mila. He was from Buddhist temples and stuff. He had fucking a whole fucking vial of four-way window pane, real Timothy Leary. And he took that whole vial and took sugar cubes and double hit both of them, all cubes, and I had a whole fucking box of them. Okay, a ginseng box, you know the ginseng little thing. He had the whole fucking box spread half on fucking acid. Okay, the real shit. All right. We walk around Hollywood and fucking dose all our fucking rockers, these are drunk punks and all that, you know, Diablos. Everybody's cool. And I take a second cube, and that's 4 hits of Timothy Leary. And for about a week or so, you know, I just noticed like I can't speak a sentence. And my friends recognize because, you know, I mean, they're fucking Diablos, Hollywood drunk punks, dude. You know what I mean? They're punk rock for life. So am I. I said schizoaffective.
Oh, okay. So
Too many people bothering this one is what caused my schizoaffective. Okay, I actually researched my diagnosis. Okay, quite thoroughly. All right, it seems I have certain abilities and whatnot, mentally, psychologically, spiritually, but I'm still trying to deal with what's there, and people don't seem to understand and just let me gather me. I'm still trying to find Phillip. He's probably in Hollywood getting drunk somewhere. I thought about it. I really thought about it. I'm like, now I'm thinking about it. It's like, who the fuck is Phillip, dude? I'm still trying to find him. Okay? I'm working as hard as I can. I got too many fucking assholes shitting at me. I haven't had contact with any of my bloodline in 12 and a half, almost 13 years.
So you never tried
Because they
reaching
won't
out?
even let me keep a phone. I have a phone, but it's just a watch and some video games. It would take a lot of footwork. The last time I went to go try find my family, I went back to where I grew up, my grandma's house, my grandpa's house, right? It was my friend Tim. Okay, it was one of my friends that like 6 years ago, I went to rehab with. So we made friends, you know, we were going to meetings every day, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie about it. We're drunk, we're alcoholics, and there ain't nothing abnormal about a fish swimming, a bird flying, an addict using, or an alcoholic drinking. Nothing abnormal about that at all. It's the behavior. His son is, he grew up, he raised his kids in Tehachapi. Okay, and so coming from here to there, we're going right through where I grew up at. So he's like, hey, you want to go on a trip? So we go out there. We stopped through on J12 and 12th Street West where I grew up at. When we went back there, we pulled up to where I used to live. There's nothing there but a tiny ass trailer about twice the size, about as long as that car and about twice as high. That's the only thing that's on the property. Everything else is scraped, gone. It was a nice, large 3-bedroom house, full kitchen, back porch. It was on a fucking 3/4 acre. It had 2 UPS trucks, 3 sheds, all fucking maintenance. And you can rebuild any fucking thing there. All the original signs in Lancaster made out of colored fiberglass, the plates, my grandfather made. One day, me and my stepbrother were sitting in the trailer, you know what I mean? And I went and panned an 18-pack. You know, we're running a show. Hey, we only got 5 beers left. All right. Went back, got another 18-pack, poured it in the ice. So there was a couple ladies across from a trailer across from us. And we had met a couple times and I really got acquainted too much, but Man comes like, hello, whatever. And it was her 19th birthday that day, and it's probably about like 7:30, and we got plenty of beers. Hey, can we have a couple of beers? Sure, you can take as many as you want. It's your birthday. Go ahead. Now, about an hour and a half later, they come out and say, hey, can you go get us some alcohol? It's your birthday. Sure, I'll make a run. Not a problem. So I make a run for their alcohol. And I think it was like a 12-pack of Budweiser and like a pint of Jack Daniels or something like that. You know what I mean? There's two women. So, okay. Thank you. It's your birthday. Like an hour and a half later, 2 hours later, she comes out of the trailer over there, just opens the ice chest, grabs the beer, here, puts it in my, come on. And she grabs me by the wrist, takes me to her trailer. That's how I met my son's mother. In her trailer park in Pier Blossom.
So you have kids?
I have one.
You have a son?
One son. Lucas Anthony McMullen.
Do you know your
child?
child?
Yes, I do. Well,
a relationship?
No. She ends up circumstances, her and her girlfriend who are living with her, they have problems. So she moves back to, she's from Pedro. So she moved back over there, and I wanted a relationship, you know what I mean? I wanted to keep that friend, you know, beautiful. So I end up, circumstances ensued and went on, fast forward a few, because that's not really important, and I'll explain. And so I ended up over here, and in Pedro, and with her family, my whole check was on their table. You can have it. Just let me stay on the couch, take care of my son. I'll sleep outside, no problem. Wasn't good enough for my mother-in-law. She wouldn't have it. Okay, my whole check. Here you go. It's for my son. I was with her for 3 days short of 5 years.
And at this time,
I actually helped deliver my son. I cut his cord. The last time I saw my son was, okay, no, let me explain. All right. Because of my drug use and alcoholism, you know what I mean? I was there. When I moved from Antelope Valley to Pedro, they put me at my sister-in-law's house. Okay? And I came from 138. I was an addict, all right? 10 to 2. Doing real dope. And when they brought me, and they actually came out when she was 6 months pregnant, because I used to come out and visit like a couple weeks at a time. I got her pregnant over here, but I used to come out here once she was 6 months pregnant. My mother-in-law and her came out to where I was at. Okay, I was helping run a 1,200-gallon propane truck with a 150-foot hose. And they showed up, and it's like, I'm looking at my baby in her gut. I'm like, and my mother was like, gather your shit, put it in the car. I can't argue with that. Okay, sorry, gotta go. So I stacked what I could and left. Ended up in Pedro. Now, when I got to Pedro, they put me at her big sister's house. Now, by then, I was already fucking dope addict, straight up, alcoholic. But they put me at her big sister's house, and that's all she does. 10 to 2, all day long. And then on the drive back, when we get to the house, they drop me off there with all my stuff and my mother and my father-in-law said, stay away from the dope. You get to put me in a house full of people fucking smoking dope and I'm an addict and tell me not to do it? Really? I mean, I was a full-time father. When they were all at work, I was there taking care of my son, all the way. My whole check was there. All they had to do was give me a couch. Eventually, it got to the point where my sister-in-law kicked me out because of her own dope addictions and whatever circumstances were. I don't even want to think about that now. So I ended up on the streets. Okay. Now, back then, I was getting my whole check. I was getting like 9 something. Okay. I was like, okay, I got enough money to fucking live. I was always there at least 2 or 3 times a week to visit my son, homeless. Here's some money. Here. And then I got picked up by Lots of Hope. And the people that work munitions box with the license. Yeah, I did that too. And like every week or a couple weeks after I did my box, I'd go up there and fucking break her off half. Here you go. Give it straight to my mother-in-law. Eventually, since I wasn't around them and whatnot, I ended up with the girlfriend or whatever. You know what I mean? But that didn't work out. She was nuttier in the bucket of squirrel turd. She was gorgeous, but nuttier in the bucket of squirrel turd. Eventually, when I came back to Pedro, I was there for like a week. And my sister-in-law came by because she was driving by. I was sitting at the bus stop. And she's like, hey, they're moving to Nevada, right? Completely unaware. So 2 days later, I go up there, and all my clothes and all my shit is in their fucking trash can. They're gone.
Haven't seen him since?
Nope. They severed all contact. He just turned 16 on July 21st. The last time I saw my son after we separated, he was a little bit younger than 4. Okay? I was sleeping at Alma Park in Pedro. Okay, the park, one playground in the pit. I was sleeping on the pit side and whatever, so the sun rises, I heard the first supposed to go by. Okay, so I gotta roll my shit, right? I walk down to the bus stop, go down to my pan. I gotta survive, right? So I get on the bus, the dash. Okay. 2 stops later, my son and his mother get on the bus. And I know she noticed it. I know she saw me. And I'm sitting in the front seats, right? In the front of the bus, right? My son and his mother sit down right across from me. And my son is completely oblivious to the fact that I'm here. He doesn't even know. And she doesn't say nothing. 2 days later, they were gone. Got crushed. I'd give him all the love I should have been giving him every day. I would love to know you, my boy. Wish I was there. My only goal is to be able to meet my son again before I die. Namaste. Blessed be.